All right, let's talk about Russell Wilson and the Giants' performance. The numbers are horrible, the overall score was horrible, but was the performance really that bad? Well, there were some good things. Like, let's start off with some positives. Why don't we? This is going to be a cover one blitz right here on 1st and 10. Wilson's going to take the snap. You see very early on Malik Neighbors getting involved. A really nice route. Look at how open he is on this play. It does feel like Malik Neighbors on certain plays, like, when he gets open, it's not like he's getting a little bit open. It's like he's like as open as you've ever seen anybody before. As you see, Wilson able to get it there. You're able to, make some plays happen that way. So there was some of this stuff, right? For sure. Is that the highest degree of difficulty play from Wilson? No, but like it's making a play that's available for him to be made. Right? A play like this as well. This is a 3rd down and 5. It's zone coverage, and you have an opportunity once again. Maybe if you can make a quick throw to get a 1st down on this play. This is going to be Wan'Dale Robinson, who was 2nd in receiving yards for the Giants. Not that that was a high bar to clear. 3rd was Daniel Bellinger with just 14 yards, but still, he was clearly the number 2 guy out there. Watch as Wilson takes the snap, quickly flips it to Wan'Dale Robinson. They pick up a completion. So, yeah, there was some good passes for sure. I even thought, Russell Wilson's running game showed up a little bit. He was their leading rusher. Again, not a high bar to clear. Tyrone Tracy had just 24 yards as their leading rusher for running backs, but still. This play, watch what happens. So you see him take the snap, and, as of right here, doesn't love what he sees, so what's he going to do? Well, he's going to try and scramble out. Wilson does exactly that, rushes forward, is going to ultimately slide after picking up the 1st down. Nice little play on that one. So again, we saw some of the positives. I do have to bring up another rushing play, though, just because this is so similar to a play last year. So this is the play. It's 3rd down and goal at the 11-yard line, trying to see if they can get into the end zone for a touchdown. Sure. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Again, Wilson takes a snap, doesn't love what he sees, which makes sense. It's, 3rd and goal at the 11-yard line. Hard to get something too open into the end zone there. You do see off the edge, though, there isn't really great containment right here. So Wilson's going to take advantage. He runs, still looks to throw, but ultimately decides, let's see if I can try and scramble. Maybe I can pick up something. At this point, though, you have to make sure you protect the football if you're going to do this. Watch him really just decide to collide with that Commanders player, loses the ball a couple of yards short of the goal line right there. And I couldn't help but think about a play last year. It was this one, which was a huge game. I mean, they were, people forget, in this spot, if they won this game, they probably win the division over the Ravens. And, a big part of why they lost the game was that fumble by Russell Wilson earlier on in the game. Also his pick 6 later on when they were down just 7. But, got to protect the football in the red zone, Russ. There was for sure some sloppiness. The blocking was a factor here, and I don't know if blocking is totally fair to blame it on this play, but it's screen pass on a 3rd down and 1. Commanders might be setting the house, so let's get rid of this football quickly. As you see when this begins, though, really, you see this wide. Honestly, this edge rusher isn't even trying to rush the passer. He's almost aware of this play happening. Maybe he probably is aware of this play happening. But Dan Quinn knows Brian Daboll a bit now because they've played in the division. They've coached in the same division for last year at least. And actually, now that I think about it, Dan Quinn was with the Cowboys before that, so they know each other pretty good. Now Dan Quinn has his edge rusher just say, hey, make it hard to get the pass over there. Wilson has to sidearm it, can't quite get it over there. Again, you could counter that by having your receiver run just further out, but, it's tough to do that in real time, and ultimately not able to make that play happen. Also heading over here, so this is going to be a zone coverage concept. You see the route that you want to look towards right here against zone is Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is usually the route you want to look towards in any situation. Wilson takes a snap, but watch him and watch how pressure is going to come. He's hit as he's thrown, can't get the ball over there. And again, maybe you got to get rid of the ball quicker, but really, you just got to block better. That's just it. If Jackson Dart's there, I doubt that play is working either. You got to be able to block for these things to work. And heading over here, honestly, my biggest takeaway in this game is not that Jackson Dart needs to be in there. In fact, I'm almost the opposite. I'm almost like, let's not teach Jackson Dart bad lessons this early on because they need to figure out some competency offensively before you want to throw Dart out there. This play, 3rd down and 4, man coverage. Wilson takes the snap, and as of right here, there's just nothing open. So what do? Well, okay, you can try and scramble if you want. that's what Wilson wants, and it does not go very well. Again, I know people are dunking on Russell Wilson, but like, there's some of these plays, I just don't know what you want him to do, really. Also, heading over here, I mean, this is one thing that we talked about with Wilson going to the Giants. Hey, he loves to throw jump balls. You know, you have a superstar receiver. Receivers like to get the ball in their directions, so that should be a good combination, right? Malik Neighbors, Russell Wilson. You see Neighbors is one-on-one. Wilson takes the snap. He's going to look in that direction and say, yeah, like this is what I do. I like to give my receiver a chance, and it's the number one receiver, Malik Neighbors. As you see, really Trey Amos, rookie, hangs with Neighbors pretty well, is able to not make it too easy, although, again, those guys, you want to be able to hit on those plays, right? You do. This one's another one where, again, they're going to try and hit Malik Neighbors on this one. Wilson takes a snap, and this one's just a bad throw. You see, it's just way behind. I mean, if that one's further, that's on Lattimore. That's a completion. I mean, there is a half step there, and if you can push that one down the field, that is a completion. So that is a play where you could say, hey, if Jackson Dart's out there, maybe you get something more. But like, Wilson tried this season. He really did, or this game, I should say. He really did, but they weren't able to hit on him. Now, the question is, will that get better as the season progresses? And the answer is hopefully if you're a Giants fan. But yeah, for now, did not fully work. But honestly, heading over here, my biggest issue is that the Giants are just a one-receiver team right now. And again, Wan'Dale Robinson in a certain role is an effective player, but that's pretty much all they have right now. And so they have to really try and feed him a lot. This is a 3rd and goal at the 3-yard line. They're still technically in the game. They have all their timeouts. They're down 15 points. It's like if you can score here, go for 2 and make it, you're now down 7. You still have the 2-minute warning. Like you have a chance if you can get the ball into the end zone. Wilson takes the snap, and you saw the concept on your screen. The route going towards the corner of the end zone is Malik Neighbors' route, and you're just trying to hit on this. It's difficult. I mean, it's not an easy throw. We'll say maybe you'd like this ball to get there, like 3 seconds sooner, it feels like. By the time it does get there, I mean, it still would have been tough anyway, but there's just no chance at that point. There's just no window. That was kind of the issue. And again, if Dart is there, is that a completion? There's pressure, like probably not. I really don't think throwing Dart in there is the right call right now. And again, you decided to not go with Jackson Dart for a reason. He can handle his own if he's out there. I believe in that. But you went with Russell Wilson for a reason. And I'm assuming that reason is let Dart learn behind him, and also to just kind of get your offense to be competent before you throw him in, so there's not 11 guys who are still trying to figure out what they're doing. There's just one guy trying to figure it out. And that makes sense to me. So if that's your strategy, throwing him in week 2 doesn't make any sense, and they're not going to. They're going to keep Dart out there. And honestly, there's a lot of tough defenses on the schedule for them, unfortunately. You obviously have to play the Eagles twice, but there's like the Chiefs coming up, who didn't play great week 1, but they're still the Chiefs. The Chargers, who did play great week 1, maybe not defensively, but overall they did. You have the Broncos, the 49ers played great week 1, the Packers played great week 1. Like a lot of good defenses, unfortunately. So might be the second half of the year that you put them in. So I know it's exciting to root for the young star quarterback to come in, but like I don't think this is all Russell Wilson. Things he needs to work on, but really there's the main thing I came away was like, yeah, this supporting cast isn't very good right now. So that's kind of how I view it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.